Tom and Tom, thank you for joining us today. First, let's jump right into this season. It is already off to a wild start. Tell us what we can expect as we watch.
Well, lots of laughs. Lots of laughs. We're diving into this good loving. I got the pork blended bourbon. He's got the rye.
It pairs really nicely with Vanderpump Rules.
It does.
But no, it's a really good season. You're gonna get to know people on a more intimate level, like Raquel, Charlie. You're gonna see drama in all of Brock. We're gonna have some revelations, some highs and some real high highs and some real low lows and everything in between. You're gonna like
some laughs, some ugly cries.
Definitely a lot of tears. There's always a lot of tears.
Man.
You're gonna there's some things about my relationship I've never revealed. There's me and Tom are, in the midst of trying to open a bar coming out of a pandemic.
We're not trying. We are.
Oh, we are. We're not trying to. Let me rephrase that. There is no try.
More about that. We need to know if there is a name that has been settled on yet. We've got to jump right into that.
Don't make me say it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's Schwartz and Sandy's.
You've committed to Schwartz and Sandy's. So
you'll see how it all plays out.
But
okay.
Yeah. You'll see how it all plays out. And
there was some
obviously
hesitancy.
Here's the thing. When Lisa Vanderpump is going to name one of her bars, she doesn't ask people on the street, construction worker, one of her manager. Like she doesn't ask. She's just like, this is what it's going to be. You know what I mean? And it just happens.
That being said, we've been getting a lot of feedback about the name. Not so good, but I want to say I appreciate everyone suggesting. We've got a lot of good suggestions about the name.
Yeah.
So many good, like they're emailing our managers at TomTom. They're emailing Katie, our designer Lucinda, our partner Greg. It's really, we've been getting like a lot of feedback, not all positive, but it's cool. It's really,
I love that though.
We're grateful that people are just interested in.
Love that.
We hope people
are
come.
talking about it.
Because we're working on something that's really special and near and dear to us. And we hope people come.
And that's another thing, and I've said this before, the name, the place gives the name its identity, not vice versa. You know what I mean? And
Ashley, tell us how you feel.
No, whatever.
It's decided. I don't think my opinion will ever matter, but it's already decided. So it really doesn't now. I think now, though, if you have other bars and restaurants coming down the pipeline, you might have some good ideas, it sounds like, in your back pocket from people to go off of.
Yeah. We got an awesome education from Lisa and Ken, pros, titans of the industry, and now we partnered up with Greg Morris, another titan, incredible partner. But we have a lot more responsibility this time around. We came up with the concept, the vision. We're working on the menu, the cocktail menu.
And we have so much more risk.
Yes.
We're putting that with Lisa.
Yeah.
How was it? We saw a little bit about you guys going into the meeting and being a little bit nervous, but how was it telling her? How did you guys feel? And afterwards, how has she been? Has she been giving you advice? Is she staying out of it? How's that going?
She obviously, we were a little nervous because we didn't want it to feel like, we didn't want it to come across in any sort of negative way.
Or we were betraying TomTom because we were presented with this great opportunity.
Love TomTom.
We didn't want to seem ungrateful, but this has been a plan of ours all along.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, with Lisa and Ken and Nick Elaine, they're gonna do their thing. We can be like, oh we're kind of a part of it, but we're minority owners, we're junior partners. We wanted to kind of sort of leave the nest and fly a little bit and do things that we really, there you go. We really we wanted to do things that we really love. Obviously Schwartz and I, we've been going out to bars together and been friends for over a decade, and we have all these little things, all these little niche things that we really love. We love experiencing as friends, and we wanted to bring that into this place. We really want you to get to know us a lot more. You know what I mean? When it comes to our bar, and you're gonna see so many cool little quirks and fun gimmicks and things
it's gonna be funky. It's a funky, vibrant dive lounge with a lot of heart. And at the end of the day, really though, we just want to create something that's going to bring some joy to people's lives.
Yes.
We want to bring joy to people's lives.
We saw a little bit of your creative vision kind of coming to life in one of the episodes already. Talking about what you're going to do, we're going to put stuff in this new space. Is the vision coming together now? And do you have, or where are you guys at with the bar at this point?
So we're currently, we're building right now.
We're framing out the drywall. We're behind schedule. So we're working on everything at once. The cocktail menu, the menu. We're just ordering all the fabric, the chandeliers. By the way, this is a very intense process, not for the faint of heart, not to dissuade anybody out there who's trying to open a restaurant or a bar, but it is intense.
It is.
But yeah, we have an awesome team. Like we said, Lucinda and Andrew are designers. Greg, our partner, Aaron on lighting.
We have a light designer.
Ooh.
It's
going to be fantastical.
Yes.
You got to come.
It is.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be there.
It's right in the heart of it's right in the heart. It's right in
you
Franklin.
Let me know when and where, and I'll show up.
That's the deal. Yeah, it's in our my favorite spot in Hollywood. Our favorite spot, over by La Poubelle and the UCB and Birds and Franklin Village. Cool little area. Do you know that area?
I'm actually based in New York, so I'm going to have to come to LA and take a little Vanderpump mini tour of everything.
Yes, this one of the things I love most about that neighborhood is it reminds me of New York. And New York's my favorite city in the world that I don't want to live in. I love New York so much.
I live there. I love visiting. I love that I live there. Once you move to LA, it's really hard to want to go back to New York.
You can't turn back. You just got to go to that.
Give up the yard and then,
We like the biodiversity of the plants. We like plants. We like trees. We like foliage.
No, but really, I mean,
I have a fake one behind me.
Nice.
It's not real, but it counts, right? It's New York.
That's been one great thing though about this creative process is that we just really put it all out there. We're just let's do this. And we have all these ideas and then we just sort of slowly kind of narrow it down. Sometimes it's narrowing it down because you're dude, you cannot do a spiral staircase into a second level. You know what I mean?
We actually wanted to do that. Pretty sure there would have been.
You can't have a mirror ball drop down through the ceiling because,
So Tom Sandoval's throwing out these crazy ideas, and Schwartz, you're just kind of rolling him back.
No, he does too.
His are usually a little more over the top, but we strike a nice balance, and then we also have Greg to reel us in a little bit too in terms of practicality and staying on budget, which is not fun, but you have to do it because we do have a limited budget here and time constraints.
I got this break glass in case of emergency budget though.
A little piggy bank.
So it's you got this you got okay, you have your you gotta do this, and then you have your dream list of I don't know, maybe I can grab one of those.
Hey, Chuck E. Cheese, he wants an animatronic version of him to come out playing the trumpet, and it's all lit up.
I don't think there's room in the budget for that, Tom.
There is definitely not. I talked to Walt Disney, and he's really busy. He can't do it. His rates way too high.
Oh. That's a bummer. Well, you guys are so busy. Aside from this bar and the show, you're also taking on what are these drinks in front of you that you have?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So this is our whiskey line that we launched with our partner, Peter Spicer. This is our rye. It's Tom's Good Lovin'. And this is our port blended bourbon. And this is a passion project. Small batch. It's just us three.
Look at these guys. Look at these guys right there.
We're really proud of this.
Whoa.
This has been a
few years in the making.
We've been working on this.
We met Peter on a whim, and he's we were talking about how much we love whiskey, and he's I'm actually working on a port blended bourbon, which we had just fallen in love with. There's not a lot of them out there. Ours is actually blended with just a kiss of port, and it adds a nice spot of elegance.
Yeah,
it's a really unique flavor.
So drinkable. I mean, it's just so smooth.
For purists, it doesn't mess with the integrity of you still get all the characteristics of the bourbon,
Yeah, it's 90 proof, but you would never with the finish of the praline and the caramel and that kiss of port wine. It's dangerously so elegant. It makes it so drinkable. It's smooth.
You know what? It's the holidays are here. I feel like Tom's good. Everyone can use a little more good loving in their life, right?
Yeah.
That's corny.
I was going to ask if you guys learned a lot in the process of of this project, but it already sounds like that you have, and you're enjoying it as you
said. Yeah. And we wanted this to be something that is fun and easy. We wanted to encompass, and Schwartz actually kind of came up with the name. He took a drink and he was like, "That's good loving."
That was the first thing I said.
And I was like, that should be what we call it. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's what we're going to call it. And then from there, kind of came up with this, sort of like those 70s ads that are kind of like a little like, swanky,
a little cheeky, a little corny, a little too
in the best way possible. But we wanted, we didn't want to take ourselves too seriously. We wanted it to be about the vibe, the friendship, the camaraderie, the sexiness, and because we don't feel like there's a lot of ads out there. It's like you always see people, they're just like in the fields.
It's all about the authenticity, which is great.
I love that. Super authentic.
This is a little bit of a throwback to the ads from the 70s. We like the marketing aspect here, but it's not a gimmick. This is really good stuff. Yeah. But we just have we've been falling in love with the 70s in general lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little influence coming through. What do Ariana and Katie think of this drink? They like it?
Oh, they love it.
Katie loves it. She really does. She's not a huge whiskey drinker, but she loves the rye and the port blended bourbon.
You know what my favorite thing is about this? Is that I've had so many people that are not whiskey drinkers, especially with the port blended bourbon. I pour them a glass, just maybe 1 or 2 cubes, and they're like, wow, I can drink that. And that's what I love, is getting somebody to drink something that they wouldn't normally drink.
That exactly. And it's it's very reasonably priced, $29.99. It'll be available online soon, tomsgoodlovin.com. Not to oversell it here.
Where do we get it?
Probably next week. We're still working on distribution for in-store, but it'll be available online.
Nationwide.
Next week.
Yeah. You can get that good lovin' right at home.
Yeah.
Let's jump back to the show for a little bit.
Yeah.
Honest with us, you guys. What has it been like filming the show without Jax?
It's strange at first because he's a good dear friend. Tom's known him 17 years. I've known him 10 years. And, he's my boy. I love him. So it's sometimes you find yourself referencing him there and you're like, oh, wait, he's not here. So it's a little weird.
It's a little like he's a polarizing guy. You know what I mean? Like at times, and he's a big personality.
Yeah, he's great. He's an awesome reality star. But, he just had a kid. He's focused on other things now. He's doing well. Yeah. So, yeah, I still see him. But, yeah, it was weird at first, I think. Yeah.
Obviously, me and him are at different points in our lives. I don't talk to him a lot, like really now, but, I don't feel like there's any like ill will. Like we both, we have respect for each other. We're just at different points. He's busy. I'm busy, but yeah, I wish the best for him and Brittany. So sweet. And Cruz.
Their baby is
such a beautiful baby.
Cute. He's so handsome.
Yeah.
He's like a little star, a superstar.
Well, speaking of babies, you guys have some mini castmates that sort of just joined the brigade here. What's it been like having them around? Are they filming with you, or you probably don't see them too much, but what's being with them like?
It's a little frustrating because, when we first started the show, we were working, most of us were working at SUR, and I have not seen either Summer or Ocean do one shift at SUR yet. So it can be a little frustrating them just coming in here and like being able to just like lay down and sleep during scenes. It's like, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, it feels unfair, because we put it all out there and they just get to take naps.
Yeah,
on camera.
You guys want to just lay down and sleep during some scenes too.
It's been very interesting to just see the whole dynamic. Like obviously, when we took a year off, and which I feel like really helped all of us in the sense. I mean, I know it was horrible, like all the horrible things that happened in 2020, we weren't even sure if we were going to come back. But I think, taking that time off, really taking a minute to sort of like prioritize what is important to you, coming back, it felt like a nice, like refresher in a sense of like, we felt like we were coming back, like with that same sort of, not saying that, seasons leading up, like, but you do, like the show ends, like it stops airing. And then a month later, we're back again filming. And, to be able to take that year to just sort of really just have some silence and quiet.
Some great introspection, just to reflect on, how fortunate we've been with this whole venture, getting to meet so many cool people, getting to work with Evolution and Bravo. Like, this is cool. Doesn't happen a lot. This lightning in a bottle. And it's been a very cool experience. Traumatizing sometimes, but overall,
yeah,
we're super grateful. And
yeah. So it was, we came back. Obviously, our cast is smaller, at a certain point, like, not a certain point, season 8, we had like roughly 23 cast members. I mean, now we have, I think, 12 like all together that are main cast members. So it's different. You're going to get to know a little bit more. We're going to go into a little bit more depth, with situations, because we have less people. It's just the way it is. And it's been kind of nice. And I think everybody is handling it, whether we're getting along or not in that current situation. I feel like everybody has sort of had a second to reset and are handling it in a good way.
I was going to say, do you feel like the smaller cast makes you guys more tight knit, or is there more drama, and who's kind of stirring the pot now?
All of the above. Yeah. More tight knit, but also more drama because of the more tight knit. Like there were times in season 8, like there would be things going on that like Schwartz and me and Ariana, like we had no idea, like, oh, there's this going on, because we weren't around. We had 3 camera crews filming all day, 5 days a week. And because there were so many of us, like there would be things going on that people like, they're like, oh, really? Like, huh? So there's a lot less of that. I feel like we're all more involved with everything going on in each other's lives.
Do you think that there is or what will surprise us this season, or who might surprise us this season? Anyone?
I think, I think you're going to get to know Raquel a lot more. James and Raquel, you're going to get to know some of the intricacies and dynamics in James and Raquel's relationship, which the audience knows, but on a more intimate level. And also Brock is a force to be reckoned with. He's a big personality. And I think he did a hell of a job coming into a show for his first season, really just putting it all out there and bearing his soul, very personal things about his life, which you'll see in the next episode. And he's been such a good sport.
Yeah. Charlie as well. Charlie really put herself out there. And that's the thing. Again, like I'll always say, like, it's not about, to me, it's whether we're getting along, that's one thing, but like when people are really truly putting themselves out there, like I have nothing but respect in that aspect, because that's the hardest part, especially coming into, a show with a group of friends that are established in that realm, and have known each other for so long. I mean, Randall also, like Randall
too.
He's not like as like balls deep, for lack of a better term, but he does, like, he's more involved. He's more integral in this group of friends, and we love to see it. You're gonna love to see it too.
I was gonna say, Brock really seems like he's diving right in. I wanted to get your opinion on that. Is he coming to the dark side of the bromance, or what is that going to be like? Because I loved the little bit that was going on with you guys and him working out.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I love it.
I think we hit it off with him. He's a hustler. He's a hard worker. He's got a great entrepreneurial mindset, and he's not afraid to voice his opinion about whether it be about the name of the bar or the concept. But overall, we have a really solid dynamic and friendship with him. But he goes through it this season for sure. We all do.
All do.
Yeah, and you get to see. I mean, I'm just, it's so cool, the evolution of the people on the show. You get to see Lala and Sheena literally give birth, which is just wow. Think about where we were, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they're popping babies out. It's just, and they're awesome moms too. I think it's going to be fun to see them as moms, because they are great moms. And, 5 years ago, we were all getting shit-faced, dancing on bars.
Well, we still do that.
Yeah. we still do that. Palm Springs already. So
yeah, man.
We still dabble. Yeah, we still do.
What for the two of them, for Lala and Sheena, what has changed in them becoming mothers, or have you seen any changes in them?
Big time. I literally just talked to them. I did a Facebook chat room with them, and we literally just talked about them, being moms and the whole process. I mean, really, it's all about priorities and what it does to you. And when, I can't speak obviously from experience, but just seeing such a change in them about like, what is actually really important at times. And obviously it's their daughters and their livelihood with that and their families. And, you really get to see that, and you can see it, as the show plays out. Like, I mean, it's a huge change.
Yeah. And they've shown us because kids have been on the mind for me and Katie for sure. And I'm looking forward to having kids someday, but it's been interesting to see what it's like firsthand, to get to babysit, to get to hold them in your arms, to get to see the fact that you can still have a life when you have a kid. Because like for a while I had this idea that once you have a kid, your life's over. Tom Schwartz doesn't exist for 18 years. But like, it's cool to see them still come out, have dinner, while still being a great mother. You know what I mean? There's balance. You can still like have a life.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah. And just
I'd love to see a little Tom and Tom babysitting action in one of the episodes. Are we going to get any of that? Because that'd be fun. I think the two of you taking that on would be a cool new challenge, even though you're already so busy.
You got to wait and see what happens with that.
Yeah, there's some. I think there's some really cool stuff that plays out with that whole dynamic there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be fun, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Jumping back to your bar.
I got my poker glass on.
Got his poker face on.
Jumping back to your bar now that you guys have the name in place, and going through the naming process is kind of what we're seeing you guys doing in the show right now. Was it hard getting everyone's opinion? Were all of your cast members kind of trying to chime in or jump in? And I know we kind of got a little taste about some people not liking the name of it in this past episode, but what was that process like for you, and how did you kind of block out all of the noise?
I mean, personally, for me, it's just like, it's one of those things where, I don't really tell people what they should name their business ventures. If they ask me whatever, like, I don't know. To me, it's like, you got to go with your gut. You got to go with like what you feel. And when you open up too much like of a window for criticism, you'll end up with, a beige room with white curtains. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to please everybody. And honestly, I love that. I love when people,
you just want to piss people off.
Sometimes I do, man. Sometimes I do. Like, I knew that like those white highlight extensions in my hair, I knew that was going to piss people off, and I loved it. Just like I know my facial hair, people are like, get rid of the porn stash. I'm like, nah, I'm keeping it.
See, well, at first I hated the name. I did not like it. And, I would vent to people to maybe corroborate my feelings. And maybe I overvented, but yeah, I mean, you'll see, we worked through it, and it's not pretty, but we get there.
Maybe it is a little pretty. The not pretty is pretty.
Beautiful disaster.
Yeah, it's part of life, right?
Yeah.
Tom, we saw you, Sandoval, we saw you and Katie kind of discussing the name, which is maybe where the other Tom was going off of what he was just saying. Do you guys kind of make peace with the situation? Because I know she kind of jumped in saying she wasn't a fan of the name too. I think uninspired was the word that the Schwartz family was tossing around.
That was my word that she,
that also came from her too, but
no, yeah. Well, it was my word initially, but yeah, she was my, well, what was she? She was my representative, because I'm a little,
and her sheepish. Own representative too, which is, we'll see like how clear that becomes. But also, look, like me and Katie have very strong personalities, and this is like we're like family, and the last thing I want to do is like, I don't want to make a cliche reference, like don't talk about politics and religion with somebody, but like, I feel like sometimes with me and Katie, when it comes to certain things, it's like talking about politics and religion. Like, we're going to butt heads, we're going to fundamentally disagree, and we both have strong personalities. So what I try to do is just to avoid that situation altogether. Like, I saw this shit coming a mile away. So I was like really trying to avoid that. And that was inevitable. So
She's on board with the name now. She's good with the name now.
It's I'll tell you what, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better.
He's right about that, but it's not done in vain.
Yeah,
and that's such a tease to say without adding some more.
Oh, you just gotta wait. Yeah. You just gotta wait. There's just I mean, we're just getting started here. Okay. We're just getting started.
You sound
come on.
You sound like a used car salesman.
Dude, there's anything wrong with that. Say we're just getting started.
I'm ready for it. I'm buying the cars that you guys are selling. It's right here. I saw, Tom Schwartz, that you guys were decorating for Halloween already. You guys get ready for the holidays?
Katie got an 8-foot tall.
I gotta see this thing. I'm
skeleton
already jealous.
With LED eyes, and it has like it has animatronics, and it's cool. She's got the spider web up. This is my favorite time of the year. We're on the cusp of all the holidays. It's my birthday at the 16th. Woo! Not that I care about my birthday.
I care about your birthday.
I don't care about my birthday, but I just love October. It's fall. Pumpkin spice lattes. We're drinking banana old fashions over here.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
some of that whiskey and some apple cider, right?
Ooh. We do a really nice apple cider whiskey sour.
And we're working on this drink called the Love Potion No. 9. It has 9 ingredients. It's not quite perfected, but I can tell you one thing. 60% of the time, it works every time.
That sounds good. Are we allowed to know the ingredients, or are they secret?
Not yet.
It's a work in progress.
It's pretty damn close, though.
It's a work in progress. Okay, good. So are you fans of skipping right to Christmas after Halloween, or where do you stand on that debate?
Oh, no. You have to savor every moment, because the holidays go by in the blink of an eye. And it's just the best
holidays
time
go by in a blink of an eye.
And it always goes by too fast. Like, part of me feels like Halloween's already over, and I know it's only the 8th or the 9th. Well, where did the guitar come from?
Oh.
Holidays go by in a blink of an eye.
See?
But the festivities are something you can't deny. I last year got a sty in my eye.
We actually did get a sty. It was nasty.
But tonight I'm gonna drink the Tom's Good Lovin' rye. You're welcome.
Wow, that was an amazing impromptu performance. I love every minute of that. So you've got a bar, you've got new whiskey, and now are you going to start performing, taking on some acts soon?
Funny you say that.
It's funny you mention that, because I just formed a band of amazing musicians.
This is true. He's not kidding.
We just literally recorded. We did video. It's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We have our first performance coming up.
It's a cover band.
It's a cover band.
I'm not in it, by the way. It's
a 9-person cover band.
You're selling it right now.
A 9-person cover band, full brass section. It's called Sandoval and the Most Extras. And we are the Most Extras. And we'll be performing at Hotel Cafe on November 20th. Will be our first show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Gotta get that in our calendars.
Just wait.
Are there any costumes involved in this performance? Some costumes? Because we saw some pretty cool costumes in Palm Springs.
I'll definitely be doing some outfit changes. We're doing songs like, everything from 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. We just recorded George Michael's Freedom. We did Wish You Were Here by Incubus. We did Working for the Weekend by Loverboy, and we did Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. But we're talking there's gonna be like 5-part harmonies at times. It's a legit some of the best musicians in LA. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. I love doing a cover band, because it's less self-indulgent in the sense of it's not my own music. It's everybody can come, know the music, sing along, have fun. I'm so excited. I've been in 4 bands previously, and I miss it so much. It's music is my it's my mistress. Yeah.
I'm sure
my drug of choice.
Feels good.
You just got a new drum set over there, didn't you?
Oh, I got a djembe, yeah.
A djembe.
Yeah.
Wow, you got the whole thing going on there. You want to do a little drum set next? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
okay, I also want to ask you guys about your motorcycle. Do you ever just take that on a joyride around town that you show up in on together?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We cruise around the valley from time to time.
I had that thing parked over in West Hollywood. And then, when the pandemic hit, everything got shut down. I brought it over here to the house and we would just take rides, down Ventura Boulevard, kind of like free falling. Ventura Boulevard. Yeah.
And you don't take it to Tom Tom as much because it's kind of scary going over Laurel Canyon. It's so bumpy.
There's a turn, especially when you're making a right-hand turn in the sidecar where your sidecar is on the right, like there's always a chance of it tipping. So you have to be really careful. And when you're going downhill and you hit a bump that goes like this and you're turning right, it's like, it can be a little sketch. We also, when I go to Tom Tom, I want to be able to have some beers, some shots, some cocktails. And, obviously you cannot have a drink and be driving that thing around. So,
or anything,
especially that thing, but especially that thing.
I'm impressed that you guys maneuver it outside of just shooting stuff for the show in it. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I love that thing. It's the sidecar I got is it's got heated seats, seatbelt, windshield. I got speakers on it. It's got a phone charger.
If you see,
there it is.
There it is. Man, making its debut in writing on the bottle right there. That's set in stone now. All right.
Yeah, we wanted to put that on the bottle because we feel like this is a symbol of our friendship and of our accomplishment, where we've come as friends, as business partners,
serendipity, camaraderie.
Yeah,
a motorcycle of good loving.
Yeah, and that's why it says in love we trust.
I love that. Well, just one last question for you guys. I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but anything you can tease from this season, or why do you think people should definitely tune in for this season compared to other seasons?
I mean,
well, they're all I love every season in its own way. They're like children. I know it's a lame answer, but it's true. But this season sets itself apart in so many ways. You get to see moms, Vandermoms. You get to see us embarking on our highest stakes professional endeavor of our lives. You get to see
also surprise endeavors that are coming later on.
Oh yes, some surprise endeavors. Also some really, really intimate looks, magnifying glasses into people's relationships, every relationship, mine and Katie's, your and Ariana's, like James and Raquel, especially Sheena and Brock, which you're going to see in the next episode.
Some beautiful emotional epiphanies that happen.
Yeah.
And also, one thing that we have coming that I've been saying and been teasing, but we have 3 firsts.
Uh-oh.
3 firsts on Bravo. One of them is the more tamed version of that, but the fact that we threw a music festival on the Coachella grounds.
That was cool. That was so cool.
That's a first. Nobody's done that on Bravo. But also there's 2 more that are much more provocative.
Ooh.
That we do.
Yeah.
I guess we got to tune in to find out what those are.
Yeah.
I think
you're gonna love them.
I think I think you'll be pleased with the season. It's really fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for your time. This was fun.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
What a blast.
It's good to see you.